everyone. Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And welcome to Banshee's show, my Material Matters show, your weekly tarot forecast on all things material and financial. And hoping we have a good, productive, and prosperous week ahead. And to get us started today, I always read from one of my oracle decks, just a little bit of an affirmation or something that will help us guide us through our week ahead. And today I am using the Affirmators at Work. It's a little whimsical deck that gives us just some advice about the workplace. So let me shuffle it up here. I'll just draw a card at random. If we're lucky, we'll get the bonus card, which is usually a card, something very good. Thanks for joining me this Sunday morning to get your forecast for the week ahead. Well, a good card for the quarantine period of COVID, it's self-reliance. And it says, I am a confident, capable, walking, talking, learning machine. And I practice total self-reliance every chance I get. Even if something's tough, I can probably do it. Even if something is new to me, I can probably figure it out. Or maybe just Google it. Oh, and no one needs to know that my self-reliance relies on Google, so shh. So that's our little affirmator for today, self-reliance. We'll see what the tarot has in store for everybody this week. Now, as before and as always, we'll be doing this via the elemental signs of the Zodiac. And we always start with the air signs. And we're using my Spirit Within Tarot by Stephen Gray. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is for you. Also, zodiologically, we are going from Sunday. The moon is in Aries, moving into Taurus, and by week's end, Saturday, will be in Cancer. Okay. Our first card is our focus card, and where your attention needs to be focused on this week. And air signs, we have the Death card. So, major changes are afoot. Major transformation. It's like plan on big changes that affects your life, your livelihood, your resources. This could be positive growth. Oftentimes death means, a positive transformation, a move to a higher, elevation. So let's hope for the best here. At any rate, constant change is here to stay. So let's see what our next card is. How can we best prepare for this? What do we need to focus on? What do we need to focus on this week? What do we need to know about this focus card? Wow. So it's a Two of Wands, which is a very business enterprise-oriented card. So to me, it seems as though you're going to be focused on maybe some rewards coming in for work well done. Maybe also the reward might be something like for those of you that are applying for work, maybe you've had a great interview, you've just interviewed, and maybe you'll get a phone call saying that there's a new job afoot. It looks like something is going to come in. Your ship is going to come in some way. So this looks like indeed this could be a time of positive growth. Your interactions with others in the material world, will they be helpful or will there be conflict? Well, we have the King of Wands reversed. And the King of Wands reversed indicates to me that there could be some conflict. There could be some aggressive behavior, maybe some, irritations in the workplace, maybe dealing with people that you disagree with. It seems like arguments could ensue. So be aware of that. Changes such as this, like let's say, for example, the changes that are taking place are in your workplace. And maybe procedures are changing. Maybe there's mergers going on. There's something happening where everything kind of gets disruptions. Change is disruptive, and people can react to that in rather negative ways. So try to keep your wits about you, and maybe this is a time you're going to have to be more like the affirmator card said, air signs, self-reliant. And finally, will there be gains or losses this week? A forward or backward movement or no movement at all? Well, this is kind of an interesting card to me because it's the Hanged Man. And it's the Hanged Man upright. And I think what this is indicating is maybe there will be no movement this week. Things will, there'll be change, but there's not going to be any positive or negative outcome related to that change in the end. It's going to just be kind of like, okay, we've made this move and now we're just going to see how it goes and how it plays out. So there's not going to be real up or down by week's end because of this. It seems like we will adapt, we will move forward, and we will take some time to maybe, with this change may come a fresh perspective, a different outlook on things. And that's kind of what the Hanged Man talks about. He's hanging upside down and getting a different kind of view of the world than you do when you are right side up. So change is going to cause that. It's going to cause you to take a fresh perspective on the things that are happening around you. So let's recap a little bit here and try to pull this all together. We had death, and that means major changes and transformations are about to occur in the workplace. Maybe even you will, if this has to do with your investments, this might be shifting from some area you've been investing into another. Maybe if the stock markets are going one way or the other, you're going to, shift your focus. It looks as though one of the things that the way that you can prepare for this is to think of ways to bring some rewards out of this, some benefits out of this. Do things that are going to be have a positive impact on you, or look for ways to make that happen, because it does look like rewards are imminent. The King of Wands in the area of interactions with others, King of Wands reversed, is indicating, there's going to be a little stress, there's going to be a little tension among people, and it could impact on you. Just try to keep your wits about you. And in the end, this change and this transformation will bring a new, fresh perspective and outlook on your particular situation. And for those of you in school, see if you can apply all this to your situation as well. These cards can resonate for all of these areas of the material world. That's what I have for you, air signs. Good luck with the week ahead. And now we move on to the fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And of course, me being an Aries, I like to pay attention to this one. So let's see what's happening for you this week. Okay. Okay, where will your attention be focused on this week is, it's another 2 card. It's a 2 of Swords this time, though, and it's reversed. So I think your focus might be on maybe mending some fences, whether this is in the work environment or with people that you're trying to deal with or collaborate with on projects, outside of work. I feel, that maybe you're generating some income. I feel that it's a time where you got to mend some fences and maybe try to come to terms with people a little better. Perhaps there's been some conflict or disagreement about which path is the best for everybody involved. And I think that that is where your focus will be. Now, how can you prepare for that? What do you need to think about here? Well, I think you need to consider strongly, air signs, the decisions that you're making. And if they are in the best interests of those you work with, those you're collaborating with, you need to think about who this is benefiting. Are you thinking of only your self-interests here? People may people may be hard to deal with and come to terms with in this week ahead. Let's see what the card for working with others, your interactions are. We have the Knight of Wands. So I sense here that, if you make the right decisions and you make the right choices and you approach people objectively, you stand to work well with people this week. They will work with you. They will want to help you advance your goals and advance your desires and work with you to make things happen. And finally, will there be gains or losses in this week ahead, forward or backward movement? Here we have the Five of Cups, and it is reversed. And so the Five of Cups reversed indicates to me that it's time to move past things that have been blocking and move forward to new opportunities. It looks as though you will have new opportunities by week's end. And I think if we wrap this up a little bit, we'll see the connections here. So basically your focus for the week ahead, fire signs, is to, try to regain some balance and some fairness between people. Maybe there's been some rifts. Maybe there's been some disagreements on goals, shared goals, and how to achieve them. So see if you can't come to agreement with each other, and be careful that the decisions that you are making and the words that you are speaking, because I forget sometimes, swords are air, and they are about communication. So be aware that you are communicating effectively with others and listening to others and taking an objective view of things. I mean, your feelings might be important, and how you feel the direction should be going is important, but if others have their own ideas, you have to factor that in to reach agreement. And if you do, we have the Knight of Wands here upright. And the Knight of Wands indicates that people are going to be willing to work with you to help you advance these goals. They'll be ready to assist you in any way they can. And finally, that being said, it looks as though new opportunities will present themselves by week's end. Could be growth, as far as investments go, new opportunities for growth at work, possibly, if you are, what's the word I'm trying to think of, like commission-based, maybe more commissions will come in. I think that's a very positive ending to this week ahead, fire signs. And we are going to move on now to my friends, the water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Let's see what's in store for you this week. One more quick shuffle. Okay, so your focus card for the week is the Six of Pentacles reversed. Well, seems to me that this is a period where you might have to hold back a little bit. Hold back on spending, making sure you are balancing your books, no extravagances, and maybe certain purchases and things might have to be delayed. The next card, how can you best prepare for this? We have the High Priestess reversed. Well, I would say be very practical and analytical this week, as opposed to going with your gut. Sometimes we take risks, we take gambles because we have hunches, or we're pretty, we predict. Don't go with that this week. Instead, Be very practical, be very, very analytical with your approach to, these issues as far as money goes. So your interactions with others, will they be helpful? Will there be conflict? Will it just be plain old busy? The Eight of Wands. Well, getting this in this position makes me think you're going to be very busy talking to people this week. It's possible that the situation you face with money and having to, how should I say this, balance your budget, balance your sheets. You may have to be working with a lot of people and touching base. It seems like this is going to be a big time for networking and talking to a whole lot of different people to try to make sure things are in order. Will there be gains or losses this week? Forward or backward movement? Well, I kind of think that there's going to be, I don't think there's going to be much movement, to be honest with you. This is the Page of Swords and it's reversed. And I'm thinking to myself that, this might be a time where you're going to have to pay more attention to your relationships, in the business world. Pay more attention to the people that you are networking with. I think that is going to be the solution to a lot of what's going on this week, but there's really going to be no forward or backward movement that I see personally from this. So let's look at this again together. And the Six of Pentacles reversed is indicating to me that there's going to be some reason you got to hold back on your resources and purchases. In this environment we're in right now with the pandemic, there's just so much tightening of the belt, that has to go on. And I feel that this might be impacting on people's bottom lines. And so you have to really make sure your books are in order. And it's going to be hard to maintain that balance sheet right now. So you're going to have to hold back on major purchases, expenses. I don't want to say that you have to cut people back yet, but that possibility does exist. Right here, the High Priestess reversed is indicating to me that the best way to prepare for this is to be very, very analytical and mental as opposed to psychic in your approach to this. Don't rely on your gut feelings, your hunches. Really, really analyze the papers, analyze the bottom line, analyze the details, look at the fine print. Don't take anything for granted and don't assume you know everything. And finally, in the middle there, you're going to be networking with a lot of people. I think it'll be helpful. I think it'll be useful. There's positive energy here, but it is just like everywhere. So be sure that, you contact the right people that you need to talk to and talk to as many people as you need to make sure everything is sound. And then finally, at the end, I feel that you are going to have to be doing, again, focusing on these communications and improving, your communications with others. Really listening, paying attention, making sure people understand what you are saying and that they understand the ramifications of the situation that's being faced so that everybody works together to solve the problems. That's what I have for you. It sounds like a heady week for you water signs. Good luck with that. And finally, last but not least, is my friends, the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. My moon is in Capricorn, so. And my sun is a Capricorn. And Mr. O's moon is in Capricorn. So a lot of ties to the earth signs. And my mother was a Taurus. Let's see what's in store for you. Wow, well, your focus card for the week ahead, in my mind, is kind of earthy in a way. I mean, it's emotion, but the King of Cups knows how to enjoy life. And one thing I know about a lot of the earth signs, they take great pleasure in certain things in life, especially you Tauruses. seems like a very good positive card for all of you. I think that there's going to be, you have the ability to make a lot of people happy this week in the business world, either with the efforts that you are putting out, or if you are a manager, you might be able to create some shortcuts or brainstorm some solutions for problems to make life easier for your employees. It sounds like a lot of happiness surrounding you this week. I put it there, but that's actually our focus card. And so, how can you best prepare for this? Well, this is very interesting. Of course, what do I get? The Wheel of Fortune reversed. And the Wheel of Fortune reversed indicates to me that, the best way you can prepare to make people happy is to be sure that you are ready when things go topsy-turvy. So there is a possibility this week that the wheel will be turning in a negative direction. So for you people in the stock market, or maybe you stockbrokers out there who might be helping people, there may be downturns afoot that you have to manage. And so be prepared for that. Be prepared for this topsy-turvy environment we're in right now, and try to come up with things that will put the people that you work for or that are working for you at ease. That's going to be very important. And how will people respond to you in the week ahead? Will there be conflict or cooperation? Well, look at that. King of Pentacles there. Almost looks like he's slacking a little bit, eh? But that's because he's worked very hard. He's actually taking a break after doing all that work, making sure that everything is running smoothly. The King of Pentacles is a really great manager of finances and resources. And so I think you're going to come across people who are going to be very helpful, very beneficial, and very much into helping you grow things, grow your investments, grow your business in some way, grow your bottom line. So that's very positive. Will there be gains or losses or forward or backward movement or no movement at all? Well, interestingly enough, we have the Four of Swords here. And the Four of Swords indicates to me that, I think overall, things are going to remain pretty stable this week. There's not going to be a lot of movement. And as a matter of fact, by week's end, you're going to want to just relax. And then you're going to be able to. You're going to be able to relax and recover a little bit of your energy there. And we'll go over why in just a minute as I recap here. So all in all, I think it's a pretty good week. Let's look at this again. You're going to be focusing on making people happy in some way, possibly bringing enjoyment to people in the workplace by either lightening their loads in some way. I don't even know if this is a period where you could give people bonuses or little perks with the environment we're in right now, but something that you're going to put in place will make people really happy, whether it's giving them ideas on how to make work easier for themselves or just how to make things more enjoyable. Then we have the how can you best prepare for that focus? The wheel is basically saying to be prepared for possible negative outcomes this week. In other words, possible changes, possible things that could throw things off that balance and that happy environment that you are trying to create. So, just be prepared and try to go with that flow. If the wheel turns one way, adjust. It's making those adjustments and moving with the flow that will make people feel more comfortable on the jobs. Because if you stress out over it and go into crisis mode, then this attitude of happiness and joy will disappear. And so finally, the other card in the middle, what interactions with others you will have. I think if you manage this properly, others will be more than happy to help you grow your investments, your business, whatever it is. There's a sense of growth here, and possibly as far as financial growth goes. So the bottom line might improve in the end through all of this. But really, ultimately, in the end, things might just kind of stay where they are. In other words, maybe things go topsy-turvy in the beginning, but ultimately by week's end, because of the cooperation you achieve, you'll be able to rest easy and relax and take a break from this rather frenetic week. So that's what I have for you, Earth signs, and I hope you've gotten something out of that. And I just want to remind everybody that every Friday, Mr. O does his emotional exchanges, which is all about love and relationships, and can we all just get along? So join him for that video every Friday, and I will see you again next Sunday, same time, same place, for another Material Matters. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.